I've made some mistakes in motherhood. You can't not make mistakes in 35 years and 5 kids, right? And I'm going to share one of them with you today because I am hoping that somebody else doesn't make the same mistake that I did. Many years ago, shortly after I walked through addiction with my son and he was starting to become more, he was getting some sobriety behind him and working with his life, I started to write a lot about the journey of being a parent and walking through addiction with him. As I went along, I began to see how I was labeling him as the addict son or my son in recovery. And my son is much more than a young man who is now recovered almost, 12 years. But I was beginning to label him. And I think as parents, we have a tendency to do that. We'll say, this is my son, the tennis player, if we introduce him. Or we're talking to a friend and it's like, Susie, she's the cute one. Or whatever. We tend to define our kids by one or two qualities, and I think it's very detrimental to them. So I'm so grateful for the moment that I had the enlightenment of, Nick is more than just a recovered alcoholic. So think about that when you're talking about your kids. They're more than that, just one defined or two defined qualities. And be careful not to box them into one particular attribute. And for that matter, we need to stop labeling ourselves as a bad mom or a shitty wife. We need to stop taking one moment, one decision, one quality, one character trait. We are complex human beings that are way bigger than just one aspect of ourselves.